Everybody wants a solution, not a problem. I've done over 1,000 probates to this point. When you see the kind of money that comes in probate deals, there's no way you can say no. A lot of us are here today because we're thinking, why are we here? Right? Why? We're here to learn, we're here to grow, we're here to meet new people. Well, I'll tell you one thing I thought of this morning. The one why for me is I want to see Glenn Friedman after this stand up and go, man, I want to do probate leads with Al Nicoletti. I want to do probate and we're going to get it in 30 days and then we're going to close. And then we're going to do it over and over and over again. And I love that people are here that do these deals all the time. So I've been doing this now for over 7 years. 95% of my practice is probate. I've done over 1,000 probates to this point. A lot of weird families. Every day, I'm like, all right, what's going on with this family? What's going on with this family? And, everybody's got a thing. Every family's got something going on. But I hear about it all the time. I mean, you can only imagine the hypotheticals that I've seen. And I've done things from one heir to weird stuff. Just did one with 18 heirs. 8 probates, 1 property. Yeah, got to have some spread and some juice in that game. Oh, you better believe I made sure they did. So I've seen some things from simple, I've seen things from complicated, but we're going to talk about how you turn legal insights into real estate success with probate. How do you do it? And I'm going to talk about some basics in the beginning, but the thing for the REIA I wanted to highlight today were case studies. And specifically, it even ties in with Tyler Austin's REI SIF community. It's incredible what happens when investors tie in to software and then they tie into probate and then they grow their business. And we're going to talk about some of those success stories because it's a huge plug, man. So the massive opportunity that is here to stay. I'm going to show you some charts. But this probate niche is only going to increase. The properties that you all do direct mail to, cold call to, PPC to, PPL to, everything, it's only going to increase. Your deals, you're going to find more and more of these pop up. So by you being here today, you help yourself so when you come across one, you have a solution. Everybody wants a solution, not a problem. And it's really an easy process to go through. People think that probate's hard. People think that it's just so complicated, they don't even want to touch it. Gonzalo brought up a great point. Him and Dom wouldn't have touched probate with a 10-foot pole. And as soon as I came into it, they went even more dialed in their business to go after probate. People go even harder when you give them a solution. And now they were able to scale it with probate. So it's an easy process. And I'll tell you this about it. People have heard that probate can take 2 years, 3 years. They hear it from other agents. They hear it from other people in their community. These things don't take years. They don't even basically take months. They can take a matter of weeks. A few weeks to maybe a couple months in Brevard County. And I'm not going to go on a stand-up about Brevard County. But I have a bone to pick because it's a different county. And Palm Beach is really close second. Really close second. But these are real times that we've been through. You see that one on 20 days with Fort Myers? True story, during the pandemic, got the thing done in 20 days. And I'll showcase the team that's been picking these up ever since that day. Now, I've talked about this in presentations about, where do you start with probate? Where do you begin? There's certain areas about where you begin. You look for the deed. You start there, being able to learn from the property appraiser. If you don't know what the property appraiser even is, you got to start with that. You got to learn how to utilize it. Learn how to use the county data because there's so many ways you can start these things, but there's ways to identify about how do we even need it? How do we know we need it, right? Using things like the deed or how to even understand what probate is, right? The fact that we're moving the title over to who heirs are. The fact that to be able to close on your deal, to be able to even close, title insurance wants it. How many people love title insurance? Well, until it gets in the way of the deal closing, right? Everybody wants it because it protects you, but then all of a sudden, hey, we can't close until this is done. So there's different things I've talked about, and I don't want to slide over it too much because there's things and concepts to know. But I really want to get to the locating people and who to find in your deals and the case studies. I think that's a bigger topic for everybody because you get the deal and then now what? I got it. It's great. Al, we know where to go. We got the deal. Now who am I looking for? And that's a problem for a lot of investors, and that's the solution I want to get to. And sure, some people go, hey, Al, if there's a will, does it make the process easier? Depends. Sometimes it makes it even more complicated. You should see what some lawyers do with wills. I don't get it. I'm after death, and some of these lawyers are before death, and I don't know who trained them and taught them on some of the ways that you write these things. Because then I'm working on fixing it, and I get paid more for fixing it, for sure. But the way that things are done, some of them don't even get it notarized. They don't even get it witnessed. I remember seeing one Tyler bought, and I was like, what in the world is this? Who did this? Was this in Florida? Because every state's different. So sure, sometimes somebody has a will, and if that person that you're talking to, that seller, sure, where's the will? We got to see it. We got to see what's going on, what's happening, who's behind it, who do we need? Is there somebody in there that we need? Are there 8 people? True story. We need them. Is it one person? You know, that can happen. Those are the easy, low-hanging fruit ones if it's executed right? But what happens when there's no will? 95% of the people, there is no will. And so I'll say this to you. When you have a situation of no will, you have to find a way to think about who you're looking for and where do you go. Who are the people that you want to find? And so I want to talk about the Jacksonville community. I remember doing a presentation at the Jax REIF, and I told everybody about this pattern that you use to be able to memorize where to go. And I remember I did the whole pattern, and Mike and I looked at each other and we were like, the Probate Macarena. And people were like, the probate what? We were like, the Probate Macarena, you know, the thing that you do. And so I'm like, oh man, I got to make that a thing. So I used that all around. The first time I did it was at Jax REIA. First time I did it at Jax REIA, I had everybody standing. So what's the Probate Macarena? First person you look for is spouse. No spouse, kids. Ever. Grandkids, great-grandkids. None of those. Parents, grandparents, great-grandparents. None of those. Brothers, sisters. Half-brothers, half-sisters. See what happens when you don't do a will? Nieces and nephews. Aunts, uncles. Cousins. Had a case like that. And the line keeps going on and on. So you go down, up, out, down, up, out. All right? That's the Probate Macarena. Now, I only have one ask. I want everybody to get up. I want everybody up. I want everybody going. Let's go. I want everybody up. We're going to do the Probate Macarena together. All right? So we're going to start at spouse. Right? Everybody, spouse. Let's go down. Kids, grandkids, great-grandkids. Let's go up. Parents, grandparents, great-grandparents. Let's go out. Brothers, sisters, half-brothers, half-sisters, nieces, nephews, aunts, uncles, cousins, and the line goes on and on and on. That's the Probate Macarena. Thank you for doing that. Now you learned a thing or two, and you can't unsee that or undo what you just did. So that'll help remember what you're looking for. If you can take a concept that everybody knows with another concept and it sticks, it works. Just a quick note about contracts. With real estate contracts, you need all the heirs under contract. Very few times you're going to only need one person. You need them all. You got to get them all. And the other thing too is making sure that it's good for a long time, 90 to 120 days. How many people, tell me, I want to know this. How many people love getting addendum after addendum after addendum after addendum after addendum after addendum? Nobody. So just make it open-ended. Smart investors do, make it open-ended. It's a great idea. And you always want the title commitments. The title companies are here to help you. The title companies are here to help. What does the title say? Is there a phantom mortgage on the property? Do we have to go back to great grandma? Do we now have to do another thing? I've seen it all. Well, not yet. There's more. But these things are really important to your business. So if you got a deal, you got a probate, you want to make sure you get with the title company to really find out what is going on the title. If you don't, you're hurting your own deal. You need to know. And if you ever get, how many people have ever had a seller say, hey, I'm the power of attorney for this person, I can sign on their behalf? Not yet, you will. They're out there. And you got to be careful, because you got to make sure that the power of attorney can be used at the title company. You got to bring the power of attorney to the title companies. See, people miss that step. They do the, oh yeah, you got a power of attorney? Great. We got a deal. It's like, whoa. What's it look like? What's it say? Is it even executed? Somebody tried doing that one. I got a POA, not executed. It's not a POA. It's a piece of paper. It's got to walk like a duck and quack like a duck to be a duck. And so you got to make sure these things are there, and you got to bring it to the title companies. Now, I don't know how many people have had these situations, and I wanted to bring it up. If you ever get a deal where it's about to go to a foreclosure auction, 2 weeks away, 3 weeks away, and there's a probate or no probate or a probate, just know there's a way to potentially cancel the sale and kick it down the road 30, 60, 90 days to buy time to close. So if Glenn's got a probate deal and he's like, Al, this is a smoking deal. We're going to do a big flip. This is going to be my best rental of all time. It needs a probate, but there's an auction in 2 weeks. What are your thoughts? Well, 80 to 90% success rate, Glenn. We can try to get the motion in, file it, try to cancel the sale, move it down, then we get probate done, and now Glenn's got his epic rental, short-term rental, whatever it's going to be, right? And so these are some criteria I have whenever you get one. You got it. There's certain things that you have to have for the contract. There's certain things with title. And I bring this up because somebody gets this. Somebody's going to get this and say, I got a probate and there's an auction in a week. There's a probate and I got to get this thing canceled, right? And so sometimes we got to do the probate and the auction. So just know that there's these little things out here. Don't let your deals go to the side. If you find the expert and you've heard the expert talk about this, ask the expert first. Don't let the deal go, oh yeah, it's got 2 weeks left. Yeah, we're done. We're dead in the water. You might not be. I know Tyler. Tyler's going to go, Al, think about this. You think we can do it? Let's take a look at it. Maybe the seller's interested, right? There's no probate. We've got to cancel the auction. These things happen all the time. See, all of this is about making it easy, providing a solution, and solving everything. And they're really great deals when you can surround yourself around the right experts. But you got to run your numbers. One heir, but $2,000 spread. Not happening. Not happening, right? One heir, $30,000 spread. Now you're talking my language. Give it to me all day, right? 8 probates, $150,000 spread. I'll see you outside, because that's a great deal. When you use the process that we do in my law firm, we always say, well, here's the checklist. If you get us the checklist, then we're going to have the consult with the heirs. And we're super dialed in on this process with the probate checklist. Super dialed in. Tyler gets a probate deal. I'm always like, name, death certificate, will, title commitment, like clockwork, because it works. It gives us the best chance to be able to figure out, can we do this? And I just wanted to say a couple things on culture. You know, I'm not just the probate lawyer, I'm a business owner. And I've had to really learn my business over the last couple years. And I probably learned the most in the last year about my law firm and my team members. I don't call them employees. I love that we heard that with Bobby Suarez and Michael Robertson. We don't call them employees, we call them team members. And everybody's on my team. Number one is communication. That is the ultimate culture point for my law firm, is communication. Mike knows, Abel knows. Mike's on my team, Abel's on my team. They know culture and communication is everything. We have to communicate with each other. We have to talk about what's going on. If you're not doing that with your team or other JV partners, what are you doing? You have to learn how to verbalize the communication. Accountability and responsibility. So no more, so this is recent, no more in my law firm is anybody allowed to go, my bad, oops, my mistake. I can't do it anymore. I can't. Going into 2025, see, everybody talks about, you gotta have accountability and responsibility. No, I figured it out. It's the verbalization with the communication that changes the accountability. So we're gonna turn my bad into I got it. We're gonna turn I'm sorry I forgot to I'm gonna handle this and I'm taking care of this. We're gonna change the language in our law firm to a progressive, forward-thinking idea of how do we get this done? That is called how you can do it with accountability, is change the language of your team members and what they use. Because I can't do the sorry, my bad anymore. It's I got this, it's under control. We're gonna handle it. And my whole team knows. Efficient and detailed. I didn't say perfection. Nobody's perfect. Be efficient and detailed. And we always learn how to set expectations from the beginning. If you do a deal with somebody else, if you work with somebody else, I'm going to be able to say, this is what you expect from the beginning. If Glenn Friedman's got a probate, and I can't wait for the Glenn probate, I'm going to talk to Glenn about, okay, this is the time, this is the price, this is what we're looking at, this is the possibilities. You set expectations with people, and we set it within ourselves as well. Discipline is everything for me. I don't just do discipline, I take it to a whole other extreme. My team knows it. I go to massive discipline. I am super dialed in with my process and my team. Super dialed in with myself, my health, and everything. It's the discipline. It starts with you. It starts with you, and it trickles down, and it becomes inspiring to your team because you are the one that sets the tone and the pace for everybody. And last but not least, we always strive for excellence. We are a firm of excellence. And if you think I'm any different than talking to my team with Christina and Bailey and Abel and Mike, no, this is me on a daily basis. This is Al Nicoletti at 12 o'clock on a Monday, and I am just rolling. Well, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, a.m. Yeah, I'm probably like that at a.m. too. I could be like that, right? Yeah, for sure. But this is what we believe in. This is what I believe in. I'm not just the probate lawyer. I'm the business owner. And I just got to say also, make sure you are doing your right things with bookkeeping and accounting. Bookkeeping was a game changer for me too. When you start realizing that you're spending $30,000 on food a year, whoa, got to start cutting that back. What are you spending on marketing? Whoa, we're going to start changing things. You got to get with a bookkeeper and you got to have your accounting together.